Okay, hello everyone. So, we need to talk about what is conjugating, okay? So, I know so far we've talked about sujeto, a verbo, un adjetivo, a subject, yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, a verbo, an action, to run, to dance, to speak, and then adjetivo, a description, deportista, artística, simpático, gracioso, and they all have their certain rules, yo, tú, él, ella, usted, identifying who or what you're talking about, or if you're talking to them or about them, making that distinction and substituting the right noun for the appropriate pronoun. And then we talked about adjectives, how they must agree in gender and number. So, if there's a bunch of girls in the room and they're just all drawing and they're so great at it, you would say, ellas son artísticas. And there has to be an AS for gender agreement. And each of these basic grammar terms have their rules. So now verbs play a very important part in many languages, but especially in Spanish, it's important to mark not only who's doing the action, but when the action is happening. So as you can see in these sentences, Sarah shopped for a shirt, Sarah shops for a shirt, Sarah will shop for a shirt. They are the same. I have started it the same way. We see that? They all end with for a shirt. The only thing that has changed is, how in English I can tell when something happened? The ed tells me that that was in the past. And yes, I know not all past verbs have ed. The will tells me that there's a future action, and then shops I just understand to be the present of that form. If you look here, I also start with Sarah. Look at that, amazing. And I also end with shirt, which is una camisa. Now, we need to make these special adjustments. You see how in English I had commonly an ed, and I know what happened in the past, or I add the word will, and I know what will happen in the future. We need to either add or adjust verbs to know when something is occurring and who does it. So the same in Spanish. I need to know when something occurs and who does it. So these simple changes for a Spanish speaker indicates those things. I know that the shirt was already bought based on this ending. I know that the shirt will be bought based on this ending. Because the original verb was comprar. And from how the everything after that R looks like, I know if I bought it, if you bought it, if he or she bought it, if I will buy it, if we will buy it. It's so many heavy adjustments in time frame and who's doing it just by whatever's at the end. So we call that conjugating, and I am going to go over how right now. So let me delete all of this because my drawings are beautiful, but they need to go. Okay, so I know that this was the pasado, the past, presente, the present, and the futuro based on these endings. I don't need the word will, I don't need the ed. That is how I know. Okay, so I've shown you this when we went over the subject pronouns, but just to refresh your memory, we should know that yo means I, tú means you, like talking to a friend, or someone you cool with, y'all, made s'mores together. Usted talking to, and we're gonna say adult, but kind of someone that you're just meeting and want to portray a tone of respect. Él meaning he. My handwriting is amazing, huh? Ella meaning she. Nosotros meaning we. Ustedes meaning you all, and ellos, them, but mostly any mixture of genders or just straight up chicos, and then ellas meaning a group of self-identified girls, or just more than one. It doesn't have to really be a group. You don't have to roll with the big numbers. So this is I showed you this before, but now it's like, what do we do with this? Okay, so we need to indicate the subject of an action. Like I told you, we change our verbs to indicate who did the action. So look at the English. You see how it's like right, right, rights? Right. I don't know who did it. If all you ever saw was like danced yesterday, I know it was in the past, right? Yeah, I see my ED, but like, do you know who did it? Because I don't know who did it. That's a mystery. Did Maria dance yesterday? You danced yesterday? We danced yesterday. I don't know, because in English, we need these special things called subjects straight up laid out for us. In Spanish, we do not. You don't like I have my verb underlined. Do you see any special thing added? No, nothing special has been added. We do not need that in Spanish. But you see how all this looks the same, right. Well, that's a little bit different, but still, right. Not the same. Our verb looks a little special at the end. Yeah, we don't have to put all this mess in the front, right? We don't need all this. We don't need all this. What's all that? We're not gonna write extra. That's when we go through pencils and have to, spend more money. We just need to change the ending. That tells me who's doing my action. I don't need to write special words. Okay, so now back to the chart. Just want to make sure we understand. Again, I'm not gonna do like this Dora moment where I'm like, can you see the rock? No. But before I write it, I want you to just to think what I'm about to write. So I'm gonna take like maybe a 3-second pause before I write the next one. So in your head, you can anticipate what I'm gonna write. And if it is what ends up on the screen, then like go you, which ironically is the next one. Okay. So we're gonna get to what goes in those blank spaces in a bit, but let's talk about the verbs. So now I have been asking you to study the list I posted. It's been 3 weeks I've asked, but it's okay. And if you did, hopefully as you see these pop up, you know what they are. But these are very popular acciones or verbos, okay? They're acciones that we see. So I'm hoping from the photo you knew, I'm asking you to know to dance, to listen to skate, which I guess you can avoid skating. You don't always have to mention skating in a conversation. To speak, to read, to run, and to write. Popular ones. These are them. I went through the trouble of underlining the endings because that's how we know something is a verb. If it ends with AR, ER. I want to be clear. It's not like there is bailar and there's an option for it to be bailar or bailir. No, that's not what I mean by it ends with. I mean, it really only is bailar. That is it. Okay. And it's escuchar and patinar. But if you come across a list of new vocab, for example, and you see there's a section that ends with a list of like AR, ER, and IR, you know that section are actions pertinent to the vocab. Okay. Oh, let me eliminate bailar. So if you did not know these, shame on you. You had 3 weeks to study. If you do remember these from previous years or experiences, amazing, great. That's a great starting point. And if you didn't know them, yes, shame on you. But again, study. Estudien, por favor, mis amores. Okay. There's a lot going on here. I am so, so sorry. Okay, Maria listens to music. So I need my subject, my verb, and right now we can work around this phrase. Okay. We have to, sorry for a second. Sorry for one. Okay, sorry about that. I just wanted to adjust because I didn't like that the animation wasn't there. So let's start from the current slide. Okay, this is where we left off. So Um, Maria listens to music. That's just something basic. Because again, right now we're dealing with simple sentences. Like Maria listens to music. Felipe goes to school. I read a book. I study a lot. In the summer, I run, I swim. My sister rides her bike. My brother, he's so lazy. He watches TV all day. We're sticking with the present tense and making simple sentences. Okay, my darlings? So we have something called Maria. Well, not something called, but Maria listens to music. I hope we know that Maria is my subject, so I like to put her first. Music we'll just keep at the end. So again, Maria is my subject. Music we call sustantivo. We'll come back to it. And now, what am I missing, my darlings? I'm hoping it pops up in your head before I reveal the answer. A verb. Okay, un verbo. And there's a specific way we have to write that verbo. So right now, listens, I guess it's revealed, is escuchar. So the way I like to do it is the acronym DIA, which means day in Spanish. Like, hoy es un buen día. Today is a beautiful day. Buenos días. Good morning or good day. Okay. So mi amor, but escuchar has to change because right now escuchar just means to. Ooh, this is special. To listen. Do I know who's listening? Do I know when they're listening? No, I just know it's the action of listening. So I need to drop. And what do I drop? My ending. And by ending, I mean AR. You just remember how I told you every verb has AR, ER, or IR? Like escribir, to write, is an IR. Leer, to read, is an ER. You take off that special ending. Now I'm left with escuch. Okay? I need to identify. By identify, I mean the subject. Who is the sentence about? Are we the ones listening? Are you listening? Did Rosa listen? Who's listening? Okay? So we need to talk about who is doing it. Now I say Maria, and hold on one second now. And I said Maria, right? Which is amazing. She is the one doing the action. But I'm also thinking, I don't want to keep saying Maria, right? Because like Maria all the time, that's gonna get annoying. Okay. So let me get back to where we were. I'm sorry, I got distracted with something. Okay. So I want to identify. I could say Maria, but I want to use one of those. You know how like when I showed you the chart before, we had um the table and it looked like this, and we had the lines, and there was like yo, tu, and all that good stuff. So I could say Maria over and over again, or let's change her out for a different subject pronoun. So, is my name Maria? Am I Maria? No, I'm not talking about myself. So it's not yo. Nothing says I'm talking to Maria, so it's not to. Another way of saying Maria is ella. Okay? And now I have to add the right ending. This is where it gets weird. Because to say escuch is not telling me anything. That's not even a word. I need to add something special here to let me know that Maria is the one listening. Not that I'm listening. Not that you're listening. Not that we're listening. That Maria is the chick who listens to music. Okay, my darlings. How do we do that? Let's start with Julio draws in art class, okay? We're going to take that down and we're just going to start with the end. We're going to make sure we have our subject and what we're talking about. So we bring that down. Julio en la clase de arte. That's all we have. So we need to drop. The original verb is dibujar. And what do we drop? I hope you're thinking in your head, right? Like, I don't know if you are, but hey, cool. The AR. Or the ER or the IR, depending on the verb. And then we identify. If we're talking about Julio, is my name Julio? No, my name's not Julio. Am I talking to Julio? I don't see quotation marks. I'm not talking to Julio. Are we the ones drawing? No, it's just Julio. So the subject being Julio, which also is él. Okay? We see that? We see that? We see that? Yeah? We see that? Do I need another arrow? Do you get that? Okay, cool. Now, we took the boo from up there, right? We took off the AR. We bring it down here. And because it's él who performs the action, this A goes to the N, and I know Julio is the one that's drawing. I'm going to go back. Julio dibuja en la clase de arte. That lets me know by the way the verb is changed that Julio is currently drawing in the wonderful art class. So I'm going to keep these up. If it ends with the O, I know I do it. If it ends with an AS, I'm asking you if you have done it, or if you do it, or I'm just saying you do these things, okay? If it ends with an A, he or she did it. Now, this is not a gender thing, okay? Literally, I don't care if Maria estudia or Julio estudia. It's going to end with an A because I'm talking about someone, not because of someone's a girl or a boy. That's an adjective. That's something different, okay? Almost lets me automatically know that we're the ones, you know? Estudiamos todo el día. Well, we're the ones that are studying, okay? And the on. So let's take this through. I have hablar. I took off my AR. That's what left me with habl. I know you're the one talking, and because you're the one talking, I need to add an AS. Okay? Now I have practicar, which I hope you remember is to play, like to play sports. I took off my ending. I know I'm the one that plays sports. I go to my beautiful chart, and to indicate I do it, I need to end with an O. Okay? Divino, muy bien, excelente. Now we have cantar, which is to sing. And again, you need to study. See how, if I'm asking you, how do you say we sing? You might get the idea of conjugating, but if you don't even know that to sing is cantar, you can never translate it, which is why I'm saying I can teach you and explain you the things. I need you to do your part. If you're not studying the verbs, this is not going to be helpful. Okay? Anyways, after the regañazo, let's continue. Okay, so you have aere, right? Cantar. You took it off, and now I know that we must be singing, right? So I'm not singing, it's not oh. You are not singing, it's not us. He or she, one person is not singing. Are we the ones singing? Do we have a match? Yes, that's why it ends with amos. Okay, so right now, again, I think that you get that like conjugation is what we do to a verb, that the ending tells us who does it and when they're doing it. Do not stress because in all of middle school, it is just going to be the present. So it's not, you don't have to worry about if they did it or will do it. Just currently, we're talking about things that are currently happening around us. Okay? But this, if even if you know what conjugating means, cannot work if you do not know that to dance is bailar. So for me to know that Jose dances, who's my subject? Jose. So I'm gonna say Jose, right? And if it's bailar, I'm gonna put bailar. I have a problem because this literally translates to Jose to dance. And I'm gonna say that that sounds weird. That doesn't make sense. Jose to dance. Nope. I need to make sure that it says Jose dances. So I drop or take off my AR, right? And am I Jose? Nope, I'm not Jose. It can't be yo. Am I talking to Jose? Is it you, Jose? No, I'm not talking to Jose. Can't be tu. Are Jose and I the ones dancing? Obviously, right? Like Jose and I are dancing. So it must be nosotros? No, it's not nosotros. If you know that Jose can also be said as, this one away, as él, then my darlings, you're a miracle worker. And you should know that él means I need an A. Jose baila. Next, yo. Hoping you studied, but I'll help you out here since the focus is conjugating. Tocar la guitarra. Divino. Ella es muy talentosa. So again, my sujeto goes first. We start with the sujeto, and then we add a nice verbo, and as time goes by, we fill it up with other lovely things. But for now, sujeto verbo. So I'm the subject. And the verb is not guitarra, that's an object. We need an action, which is tocar. We drop. What do we drop? Yes, we drop the AR. I feel like it's like Dora. This is horrible. Okay. Now, I could say toca, but that means he or she plays the guitar. It's not he or she. So, tocamos? No, because we don't play the guitar. That doesn't make much sense. Tocas? Well, I don't care if you play the guitar. That's not what I said. I need an O because that lets me know I play the guitar. Okay. Yo toco la guitarra divino. I'm going to do one last one and then leave you some practices. Because if you get it, amazing. And if you don't, I'm just hoping the last one's helpful. We have Gabby and Raul. They're so nice. Son tan simpáticos. Mira qué bonitos. Okay, mis amores. Gabby and Raul. This might be difícil, right? We don't really know what they're doing, but I'm going to say that because I see computadoras, my action is usar la computadora, right? Now, I need my subject, right? Because we start with sujeto and then verbo. I could say Gabby and Raul. Or my darlings, since there's enough space in the middle, I'm going to write that beautiful chart. It's not as beautiful when I do it, but that's okay. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted, was kind of chilling on the side. Nosotros, the rest. Because my handwriting and space. Okay, so Gabby and Raul. Is it just one person? Am I Gabby? Then what happens to Raul? It's not y'all. Am I talking to one person? No. Am I talking just about one boy? No. Just about one girl? No. Am I saying we? Is it Gabby and I? Is it Raul and I? I don't see an I. My name's not Gabby. My name's definitely not Raul. So I'm left with this form. So it's not the O. It's not the as. It's not the a. It's not the amos. It is an. So we're going to go with ellos. We're going to take usar because that's the action. Take off the AR. And add the A. Ellos usan las computadoras. Now that's the last one. And you should have some practices in your pot to do. And thank you for being amazing. Bye. Nos vemos. Que tengan un buen día.